What's good, y'all? We back with some more reaction videos, and this time we have Watch Mojo with the top 20 sexiest female video game characters. Let's see who's gonna make the top list. I think a few I think in my head, but we're gonna check them out. Let's see.
A friend of Tifa's.
Who y'all think will be the top 5?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 sexiest female video game characters.
Now, is that any way to speak to an old friend?
I bet that big tall lady from
I did
Resident
that
Evil.
job for you, for free.
I bet she gonna be in it.
Do I really have to tell everyone how you grabbed onto my leg, sobbing like a schoolboy?
For this list, we'll be ranking the most alluring, attractive, and otherwise sexy female characters from the world of video games. Know any we missed? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, Chloe Frazer, Uncharted franchise.
Oh yeah.
Chloe is one of the best drivers in the business.
What about Lara Croft and
She'll take
ChunLi?
good care of us.
No, she gotta be in it.
I bet.
Video game heroines and anti-heroines have certainly come a long way from the stereotypical damsels needing to be rescued. Chloe Frazer exemplifies a more modern sensibility
show
with
her
her
in the old
tough,
game? Why didn't they show the newer
no-nonsense
version?
demeanour and exotic sex appeal. Although her relationship with Uncharted's Nathan Drake has been romantic in the past, Chloe isn't defined by that history, and more than stands on her own as a dynamic and multifaceted personality. She's flirtatious with a keen sense for adventure, and there's no one with whom we'd rather be rolling on an exciting search for treasure.
Aren't you forgetting about somebody?
Well, that's where you come in, sweetheart. I need you to take care of him.
Number 19, Lara to Sony, Mass Effect franchise.
I haven't played
It
Mass
is
Effect.
probably just
I
mental
don't want to get
exhaustion,
into it, but
coupled with the shock of discovering the Prothean's
I
true
don't know.
fate. I need some time to process all this.
Hey,
Some
we
of
never
the other
said every
games I need
character
to
on here would be
play.
human. Liara to Sony belongs to the Asari culture in the Mass Effect universe, a
One day I'll
pansexual
be able
species
to.
that appears as all-female to outsiders, with a
If I be
gender
able to do
binary point
YouTube
of
full
view.
time,
Liara is particularly
a lot of
attractive,
games I will
even by
definitely
Asari
be
standards. Although we admit it was a
So y'all
tough
make sure
choice
y'all
between
subscribe
her and that
and like.
sexiest of Cerberus officers, Miranda Lawson. Liara edged it out, however, thanks to her
Tell your
earnest
friends, tell your
personality
family.
and fluidity as a progressive romantic interest for both male and female players. Liara is a character whose legacy just feels more important with age.
I was just thinking about you.
I have been thinking about you too, and what we are about to face.
Number 18, Poison, Final Fight franchise and Street Fighter franchise.
I've been promoting you two, so don't embarrass me. It's the moment of truth. Show 'em what you got.
The history of Poison, as well as her palette swap character Roxy, may be a bit complicated, but do you know what's not complicated? The sex appeal of those short shorts. Poison certainly has legs for days, but the character is also considered by many modern audiences to be a transgender female. The origins
Transgender?
of this idea dates back to the controversy behind having
I don't know who
a
the
female
character is.
character taking damage in a beat-em-up, and is debated, but to be
I've never
honest,
played this game.
we'll take Poison any way we can get her. From her high-kicking moveset and fantastic hair to, well, those stems. Poison is an ass-kicking chick with sass to spare.
Music and martial arts are the perfect tag team!
Number 17, Sylvia Crystal, No More Heroes franchise.
You
I
don't
never played
like
it.
me?
Never
I
heard
didn't
of it.
say that. But there's a lot of things about
There's
you
gonna be
I
a lot of
don't
these
get.
characters on here I probably never heard of.
You're greedy. You're a fucking contradiction in heels.
A lot of older games I ain't played
You
like that.
hate me.
What's in a name?
I
Well,
ain't started playing
lots when it
games
comes
real
to
till,
Sylvia
like,
Crystal, the
after
long-legged femme
2010
fatale of the No More Heroes
or
universe.
12.
Her moniker is actually a take on Dutch actress Sylvia Crystal, who courted controversy
played
with
some
the
back in the day.
genre-defining
No, I
softcore
played a game when I was
series
younger,
Emmanuelle.
but not
That
that serious.
sensuality is put on full display with Sylvia's eye-opening attire, which is
I had, like, a
usually the
Nintendo,
antithesis
PlayStation
of
1.
office casual.
All
Instead,
that
this
stuff.
agent of the United Assassins Association wears the shortest
But I ain't played a
skirts
lot of games.
imaginable
I played,
and
like,
seems to
couple
relish
games.
disarming Travis Touchdown and just about anyone else with her looks. What can we say?
I had, like, 1 or 2
Power
games
is
on my
sexy,
Nintendo that I remember
and Sylvia
playing.
Crystal possesses
Most
both
time I
of
was
these
outside
qualities in abundance.
I'm crazy about you.
What do you mean?
Number 16, Aya Brea, Parasite Eve franchise.
I never heard of her either. Look at some old ass games. 1998.
Biological
Of course I ain't
modification
played it.
never looked so good. We have fond memories of playing the
Can't even
Parasite
see her
games
face.
back in the day,
How's her
thanks
sexy?
largely in part to following series protagonist Aya Brea. Actually, we'd follow her just about anywhere, because Aya is just a stone-cold fox. She's a fairly grounded character in a weird and wild world, a New York City cop thrust into a world of horror,
Man.
danger, and
Why do any
paranoia.
old
Through it
character
all,
game
however,
come out
Brea's
sexy?
blonde locks, fair skin,
can barely
and
see
gorgeous
what they look
figure
like.
had us seeing hearts and stars, determined to see Aya through to the end.
Oh, that's a better version, I guess.
Number 15, Bastille, Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
I haven't played this
With
either,
my
y'all.
training, I should be able to control myself better than this. But you're not like anything I expected.
Never underestimate the alluring power of some sexually charged banter. The romanced option with Bastille in the original Knights of the Old Republic was particularly fun for us as players, thanks to some clever back and forth, as well as voice actor Jennifer Hale's impossibly sexy delivery. Bastille wasn't hard on the eyes either, sporting some serious sex appeal to counterbalance her wicked
I heard they're
force powers
remaking
and
the Old
skill with a
Republic game.
lightsaber. She moves with grace
sure.
and purpose, a true beauty with a dark side just lurking beneath the
I'm a
skin.
big fan of Star
Yet
Wars
with
video
a
games,
heart
though.
yearning for passion
like playing
and
them.
acceptance. And it's this complexity that kept us falling in love with Bastille
I recently
over
played
and over
the
again.
Star Wars
Jedi are
they've
not
had on
allowed
VR.
to fall in love.
I don't know if y'all played it before.
It was a moment of weakness.
It's like a Darth Vader
Like
VR game
We
on
shouldn't
the
have.
Oculus.
I'm sorry. No,
That was real
I know
fun.
we both wanted it, but we shouldn't have given in to our desire.
Number 14, Elizabeth Comstock, Bioshock
Bioshock.
Infinite.
I didn't play Bioshock either, y'all.
Real enough.
I know y'all like, I ain't played nothing.
He's coming.
I wanted to play. There's a lot of good games I want to play,
Do we
but I
love
never
those
got around to
baby
playing them.
blues. It may seem silly to go so gaga over the appearance of a fictional video game character, but there's just no denying it. Elizabeth Comstock is gorgeous. There's something honest and pure about this Bioshock character's personality, despite the naivete associated with her captive and sheltered backstory. Elizabeth melts our hearts every time she looks at us, while her hourglass figure burns in some naughty thoughts that we probably shouldn't be entertaining for a video game character. Ah, who are we kidding? We travel the multiverse alongside Elizabeth Comstock anytime.
Why are we back here?
This isn't the same place, Booker.
Of course it is. I remember. Wait.
Are you ready to leave behind all
You're
that
not-
has gone before? Wipe the slate clean.
Who are you?
Number 13, Katana. Mortal Kombat
Katana.
franchise.
I have played this, y'all.
It was difficult narrowing down which fatal female from the
I like
Mortal
Katana.
Kombat franchise we'd pick for our number 13 slot. Would it be Sonya Blade? How about Jade? They're both worthy contenders, but we ultimately decided to go with our favourite sexy ninja, Katana. Our pulse races when we see her coming, so much so that we need to borrow those deadly fans to blow away the vapours. There's an alluring mystery to Katana's physicality, and an eroticism to how she moves that just makes her one of the Mortal Kombat community's all-time favourites.
Everybody loves Katana.
Number 12, Tracer,
Tracer.
Overwatch.
Trying to crash another party, love?
I played a little bit of Overwatch.
It was
I
difficult
know who
narrowing
these
down our
characters are.
decision between Widowmaker and Tracer, for obvious reasons, but we
She is
ultimately went
sexy.
with our most favourite warp jumper. Tracer is closely recognised with the Overwatch brand and is definitely off the charts when it comes to the cuteness factor. Her gear accentuates her figure, but stops short of being exploitative, although controversy did arise due to the perceived over-sexualisation of her victory pose. To be honest, we'd watch Tracer do just about anything, regardless of whether or not she wins her match. Number 11, Juliet Starling, Lollipop
Oh, I
Chainsaw.
remember this game. Man. 2012. I remember this game out.
There's just something about this zombie hunting cheerleader that stands out, but we can't quite put our fingers on it. Ah, who are we kidding? It's the costume. Definitely the costume. We don't even think it's creepy that Juliet keeps company with the severed head of her boyfriend. It's honestly pretty easy to ignore just about anything when Starling is kicking ass and
graphics
killing the
changing
undead
games.
with the efficiency of a George Romero
This don't look
movie.
that bad, though.
Sure, Juliet is
There's some games now that
hypersexualized,
look like
but
that.
it's done in a manner that's so
crazy.
self-aware, it invites everyone to be in on the joke. Although there's nothing funny about Juliet's skill with her weapon of choice. She's delightfully deadly. Number 10, Aloy, Horizon Zero Dawn franchise.
I have played this one. It's one of the best PS4
The developers
games.
at Guerrilla Games have gone on the record with their desire to make Horizon Zero Dawn's Aloy in the style of classic strong female characters of cinema. Specifically, they referenced Ripley from the Alien franchise and Sarah Connor from the Terminator universe. And it shows, because Aloy is all kinds of badass. She's a true warrior woman, a being of strength, grace, and mystery that sucks us in every time. Oh, and there's also the addition of those freckles that make Aloy's steely stare all the more captivating. What can we say? There's just something special about a beautiful woman who can snipe down mechanical dinosaurs.
You said the trail is dangerous. What sorts of dangers?
Number 9, Samus Aran, Metroid franchise.
Time to
I should have known it would be her in the top. I forgot about her.
Speaking of Ellen Ripley, the heroine of our next game franchise was also inspired by that famous Sigourney Weaver performance. But make no mistake, Samus Aran is still a certified OG.
I remember first seeing
In
Samus.
fact,
I
there
know
was
the girl in
actually
the
a
suit.
huge shock when it was revealed at the end of the original 1986 Metroid that the warrior we'd been following all the time turned out to be a woman. But what a woman! Over the years since that first reveal, Samus has not only gone on to become the stuff of gaming legend, but also one of the most gorgeous heroines in space, in and
I'm
out
not playing
of
with
the
Samus a
power
lot
suit.
on Smash Brothers.
Always was something to prove.
That was my go-to character on Smash.
Number 8, Morrigan Ainsland, Darkstalkers franchise.
Never played this.
Morrigan Ainsland is another OG.
I'm not
Emphasis
real big
on
on fighting
old.
games.
Why, you ask? Well, because she's over 300 years old. We think she looks pretty darn good, all things considering.
They're probably
A
fun back in the
devastatingly
day.
gorgeous
They played
succubus
like
with a body
against
that's
friends.
made for sin. She's a fan favourite for followers of the Darkstalkers franchise, a winged assassin with
Now
curves
you
for
just play
days,
against
and the sort of
people
beauty that
online.
betrays her most wicked of intentions.
It gets annoying.
Morrigan may belong to the dark side, but there's
Doctor
not much
Strange?
we wouldn't do to serve at her beck and call.
Ah, you speak of the Stone of Souls.
Number 7, Ivy Valentine, Soul Calibur franchise.
Oh, snap.
It was a dead heat between Sophisha Alexandra and Isabel Ivy Valentine for our next pick. Both are standouts from the Soul Calibur franchise, but we just couldn't
packing.
leave our favourite swordswoman alone.
Some
Ivy has
WD.
been both the face and the body for the Soul Calibur brand since its inception, a capable warrior woman who nevertheless went on to become something of an iconic sex symbol. Her outfits also ride that
see
delicate
what-
line between form and function, balancing obvious sexuality with a look that's still ultra chic and cool. Ivy has our hearts, which she could easily rip out with that chainsword of hers.
Your corpse is proof enough of my victory.
Number 6, Bayonetta, Bayonetta franchise.
Didn't play this game either.
Man, that's one sexy witch. But Bayonetta
Sexy
is
witch.
actually much more than that. She's dangerous and intriguing, the sort of stylish video game heroine that's indicative of more modern taste and
Man, she
design.
turned into a
This
cat.
protagonist from the series of the same name has held numerous looks over various installments, but retains one constant throughout it all. Wild,
Like a school
wild
teacher.
hair. In fact, Bayonetta's
Dressed
locks
in a
almost
costume.
exist as characters unto themselves, while the woman attached is fearsome, dominant, and tons of fun to watch. She's a shapeshifter and a style shifter, but she's always a winner with us. Number 5,
Eels.
Princess Peach,
Oh, Peach.
Super Mario Bros. franchise.
I love Super Mario. Super Smash Bros.
A true
I
classic.
played this so much
never
on
goes out of
GameCube. Y'all
style.
remember Melee
And
on
classic
GameCube?
is exactly the word we'd use for this monarch. It doesn't matter whether you want to call her Princess
I don't even
Toadstool
play
or
the new one.
Princess Peach. She'll always be a
I got a
queen
Switch.
in our book.
I don't
There's
even play
just
it.
something about her sweet and wholesome image that makes Mario's main squeeze exude kindness everywhere she goes. We don't even think Princess Peach has a dark side. She's just a legitimate beauty through and through. and has also proven through the years that she can handle her business just fine without being rescued. Thank you very much. Number 4, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider franchise. We admit that it's difficult to separate the original Tomb Raider Lara Croft from her cinematic outings. The mental image of Angelina Jolie is just never that far away from our collective heads. But let's be real for a second. Lara Croft is super sexy on any screen. And that super accent doesn't hurt things any, of course. But we'll also fully cop to being a big fan of Miss Croft's choice in shorts as well. Beyond this, however, Lara is just a badass. She's an adventurer willing to undertake just about anything, and we admire her as a certified gaming icon.
Are you sure you're reading it properly?
That thing is coming. You have a better idea? The door might be trapped.
Number 3, Jill Valentine, Resident Evil franchise.
Jill.
We've brought up the subject of clothing multiple times when it comes to how these video game characters are presented to the players. But the next entry on our list has also become closely associated with a certain article of clothing, for better or worse. We're talking, of course, about Jill Valentine's much discussed blue tube top. Oh sure, much was made of the fact that our favourite Resident Evil zombie killer was also wearing a miniskirt in the franchise's 3rd installment, but the look in general deviated starkly from Jill's comparatively more functional past wardrobe. We're not complaining, mind, because Jill is easily one of our all-time favourites. Credit to Claire Redfield and Ada Wong, of course. Resi Evil ladies just hit different.
Not in the slightest.
Number 2, ChunLi, Street Fighter franchise.
Oh yeah, I should have known. I didn't think about her. That's like the number 1 cosplay fighter.
The creme de la creme of video game women that make our hearts sing. Actually, ChunLi has a long history of breaking gamer hearts around the globe, with a pedigree that dates all the way back to the early 90s. One could argue that she has the best legs in video game history, although Cammy White may have something to say about that. But she also has something else: longevity. That's because ChunLi isn't only breathtakingly beautiful, but she also possesses a backstory and motivation that makes her perpetually interesting. She spinning bird kicked her way right into our hearts.
I need to play fine games like arcade and stuff.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our...
Hey, that was a good top 20 sexy female list. I give it to them. The top 5, I guess I kind of knew. I had a feeling it was going to be those because I forgot about them though, but that was a good video. Let me know what y'all think. Like and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.